Well done. Let's call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Education School District number 40 at 6 p.m. on Monday, July 24th, 2023 at the College Professional Development Room. Could I have a roll call, please?
Audrey Adamson, Chet DeSmet,
Here.
Ramona Dixon, Jason Farrell.
Here.
Lindsay Hines.
Here.
Andrew Wayert, Aaron Waldron Smith,
Here.
Ava Saucedo Sarah.
All right, let's all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't have my cheat sheet, so we'll see how this goes. All right, number 3 is the approval of the minutes. A, minutes of the open session of the regular Board of Education meeting of June 26, 2023.
So moved.
All right,
So moved.
can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's like an old crowd.
B, minutes of the closed session of the regular Board of Education meeting of June 22nd, 2023. Could I have a motion, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All righty. No one wants to talk to us today?
I did not receive any public comment.
Okay. Single bid opening.
We've only received one bid for the trash removal services, and we'd like to ask the board if we could open that bid tonight.
Okay, thank you. All right, the consent agenda. The recommended motion is, wait, before I go, there's no one that needs to pull anything, right? None of that.
No.
Just checking. Okay.
I think so.
Not this time. Okay, the recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the actions contained in the consent agenda as presented. Could I have a motion, please?
So. Second.
Second. Sorry.
Madam,
Did anyone second it?
I think we all.
we're gonna go with
We all
Lindsay.
second
We're
it.
gonna go
We
with-
all
Giving
did.
it to Lindsay.
Could I have a roll call, please?
All right, so okay, so Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Jason Farrell.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. Number 7 is the appointment of the IMRF authorized agent. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education appoint Vince P. Gallo as the IMRF authorized agent for the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund effective July 1st, 2023. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Have a roll call?
Jason Farrell.
Aye.
Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
And Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
I'm like looking like, and Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. 1 second here. Didn't say his last name. Yeah. Alright. Number 8 is the approval of the resolution. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the resolution authorizing Vince Gallo, Board Treasurer, to be the designated officer authorized to sign checks and legal papers. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Sorry, guys, I got everybody listed on here, so, okay, so Chet DeSmet,
Aye.
Jason Farrell,
Aye.
Lindsay Hines,
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. Okay. I've also not asked anyone for discussion at this point, so, sorry. Number 9 is the approval of the revised 2023-2024 Board of Education meeting dates. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the revised Board of Education meeting dates for the 2023-2024 Board of Education meetings. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Jason Farrell.
Aye.
Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. Number 10 is the approval of the Vibrant Arena for Moline High School, their 2024 graduating class. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the rental of the Vibrant Arena, Moline, Illinois, for the commencement ceremony for the Moline High School graduating class of 2024 on Saturday, June 1st, 2024, for the anticipated amount of $16,500. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion?
I actually have a question on this one. What was it previously? I feel like it went up At least the anticipated amount went up.
So that will be divided. I believe, I'm not sure if Vince, you remember, I believe last year it was, ended up being 8 and change. You probably didn't see it, the
I felt like
graduation
I
contract.
felt like we saw like 9,000 on the agenda the last couple of years,
Yes.
which is why I was wondering if the cost actually did go up, if we're just.
They typically provide us the cost of what it would be to rent, and then it does get divided up once the other districts sign their contracts. So currently, we are on for a repeat from last year with United Township and Rock Island. They were initially hesitant to have the 3 larger districts with the time frame, but it actually went quite smoothly, so they were okay with it again for this next year. So I believe they initially quote us the full, and then the actual amount we pay is about half that.
Thank you.
Good question.
All right, could I have a roll call, please?
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Jason Farrell.
Aye.
Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Number 11 is the approval of the elementary building supervisor position. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the new elementary building supervising position effective at the beginning of the 2023-2024 school year. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on this? Okay, could I have a roll call, please?
Jason Farrell. Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. Approval of the memorandum of understanding with the Western Illinois University Alternative Teacher License Program. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the current and future memorandum of understanding with Western Illinois University for the purpose of the alternative teacher license. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
I have a discussion. I don't remember what they mean by alternative teacher license.
So there are multiple different pathways that the state is coordinating with institutions of higher ed to address the national teacher shortage. So if there is an individual who has a BA in something, they can put them on a fast track for the teacher licensure portion, as an example. There's a program called MAT where teachers or prospective teachers can do sort of on-the-job training with student teaching. So this is just one of many different measures that the state is implementing to ease the restrictions for people to be licensed.
Okay.
They still have to have basic requirements, a bachelor's degree and so on and so forth. This is also maybe folks coming from industry where they can quantify their industry hours into credits for
Okay.
like industrial tech positions and things like that.
Awesome.
Great.
That's awesome. Okay, could I have a roll call, please?
Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Jason Farrell.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. All right, number 13 is the approval of memorandum of understanding with Project Now Head Start. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the memorandum of understanding between Project Now, Head Start, and the Jefferson Early Childhood Center for the 2023-2024 school year. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Jason Farrell.
Aye.
Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. All right, now comes my absolute favorite thing in the whole entire world. Number 14 is the first reading of the Board of Education Policies 2880 and 2170. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education accept for the first reading the revised Board of Education Policy 2.80, the board member oath and conduct, and Policy 2.170, the procurement of architectural, engineering, and land survey services as presented. Can I have a motion, please?
I would like to waive the second reading and allow the first reading to stand for both the first and second reading.
A second?
Second.
Roll call?
Jason Farrell.
Aye.
Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. The first reading of the Board of Education Policy 5230. The recommended motion is the Board of Education accept for the first reading the revised Board of Education Policy 5230, maintaining student discipline as presented. I have a motion, please?
I would like to waive the second reading and allow the first reading to stand for both the first and second reading.
Second?
Did you get a second?
Did we
No,
second?
second.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, roll call, please.
Lindsay Hines.
Aye.
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Jason Farrell.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. Number 16, the first reading of the revised Board of Education policies for Section 6, instruction. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education accept for the first reading the revised Board of Education policy 610, educational philosophy and objectives, 6190, extracurricular and co-curricular activities, and 6.240, field trips. Could I have a motion, please?
I would like to waive the second reading and allow the first reading to stand for both the first and second reading.
Second.
All right, roll call, please.
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Jason Farrell.
Aye.
Lindsey Hines.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. The first reading of the Board of Education policy 7.2750. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education accept for the first reading the revised Board of Education policy 7275, orders to forego life-sustaining treatments as presented. Can I have a motion, please?
I would like to waive the second reading and allow the first reading to stand for both the first and second reading.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Jason Farrell.
Aye.
Lindsey Hines.
Aye.
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. All right, number 18. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education accept for the first reading the revised Board of Education policy 7305, student athletic concussions and head injuries as presented. Could I have a motion, please?
I would like to waive the second reading and allow the first reading to stand for both the first and second reading.
Second.
All right, roll call.
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Jason Farrell.
Aye.
Lindsey Hines.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. Okay, number 19. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education accept the first reading, the revised Board of Education policy 7330, student use of buildings, equal access as presented. Could I have a motion, please?
I would like to waive the second reading and allow the first reading to stand for both the first and second reading.
Second. Roll call, please.
Jason Farrell. Lindsey Hines.
Aye.
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. Number 20, the recommended motion is that the Board of Education accept for the first reading the revised Board of Education policy 825, advertising and distributing materials in schools provided by non-school related entities, and policy 895, parental involvement as presented. Could I have a motion, please?
I would like to waive the second reading and allow the first reading to stand for both the first and second reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Lindsey Hines.
Aye.
Chet DeSmet.
Aye.
Jason Farrell.
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. Oh, did I skip one?
No, you're good.
Okay, no. All right, reports, requests, and open discussion. Dr. Savage.
Oh, thank you. A couple of things. I did do my best to keep it short tonight because I know we are a little bit shorthanded. I did provide at your stations a copy of our draft strategic pay goals for the year. I also included last year's goals for your reference, particularly those that were rated yellow, so that you could see how that work is intended to be continued on for this year. I did email these out as well, so you could take some time and look at them. I sent you the presentation that I was going to share tonight, thinking initially that we could bump that to the August meeting, but typically we do share our strategic goals with all staff at the Institute Day, which is now 2 days before the board meeting. So I wanted to get this in your hands. We are still open to feedback or suggestions, maybe for the next 2 weeks, so that we can get to ordering those posters and getting those, getting the goals and information ready to present to all staff. But in the presentation, when you have a chance to look at that, you can be reminded as to how this work is collaboratively developed along with the carryover from the work from last year. So any questions on that as of now? I know you haven't had a lot of time to take a look at those.
I do ask that everybody read them very carefully and make sure that you ask the cabinet and Dr. Savage
Yes.
questions. That way, everybody knows what's going on and there are no surprises, and we can all be accountable to what's happening in our district.
I can tell you, we go back and forth on the semantics of every single word for hours and hours and hours. So I appreciate that feedback. The other handout that you have is our beautiful finalized portrait of a graduate. It's very exciting. We're excited to roll this out to staff and families in the fall. And I thank you, many of you, in fact, all of you were involved in one way or the other in this unique process. And we're really grateful and excited for the outcome. You can see the 8 competencies that came from the group, along with the descriptors, which talk about going back and forth on semantics of language. Those of you that were there know that that too also went on for hours, but we're really excited about this work and what it means for our district in the future. And so what now? In the presentation that I shared with you, shared a couple of the next steps that we're going to work on for this year, including identifying where these competencies are already occurring in the curriculum by grade level at the elementary and by department at the secondary, middle school, and high school, because we believe most of them are already there. We just need to identify specifically where they occur in each of the grades and in the departments. We also talked about expanding the process again to a larger group of student stakeholders. We know that we loved having them there, but it was such a busy time, we didn't have very many. So replicating that process with students and also with our administrators. So those are some of the steps that we're going to look into next year. I've had lots of conference calls with other districts in Illinois that are further along in this process, but we know that it's not a one and done, and each year we want to build upon it and incorporate some of the additional ideas that parents had, such as a micro-credential for high school students, a recognition at convocation, a lot of opportunities to grow in the future, and we're excited to see where this work can take us. So also looking for feedback and suggestions if you have additional ideas on that at this time. And then a couple of other things. HVAC updates, we have 2 buildings under significant construction, Lincoln, Irving, and Washington. Big shout out to Keith, who has been leading the ship. And I also want to recognize Vince as he has jumped right into the work since July 1. And of course, Dave is continuing to provide a supportive role to Keith and Vince in making sure that the projects continue to be on time and on budget. And so far, so good. Keith, anything to add?
Going very well.
Everybody knock on something.
Well, let's just go with it's going very well.
Everybody knock on something.
That's right.
You know, we know through the last couple of years that anything can happen, so we are not avoiding conversations about the what ifs, but so far so good in terms of being on time and on budget, at a minimum having buildings put back together and cleaned and ready to go for students. Whether that means the new systems are connected or not, TBD. Right, Chet? Yeah, Chet's got his ideas on that. Registration is just one day this year. It is coming around the corner, Tuesday, August 1st, from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Moline High School. Thanks to cabinet members and extended cabinet members that have been involved in that planning. We're excited to use the PE center and just have kind of a round robin around the track and a one-stop shop. So that'll be something new that we are trying this year, but we're looking forward to that. And lastly, many of you saw the news about the exciting accomplishments of our high school cheerleading team. We don't get to recognize them very often, and we're hoping to invite them in for some personal recognition once kids are back. But they had the opportunity to participate in the Universal Cheerleaders Association summer camp in Iowa City and received lots of awards. Gold ribbon for the highest overall rating, multiple trophies, including JV trophy and a varsity trophy. And the ultimate award, which I'm learned that is called the Spirit Banana.
Okay.
So I have been informed that they also won the Spirit Banana for best overall cheer program. 7 of cheerleaders were recognized as All-Americans, and so they will have a lot of additional accolades, and our coaches were also recognized as well. So we're really excited for them. It's a positive over the summer and something that we look forward to celebrating in the fall. Jason.
Just a quick question for you, portrait of a graduate.
Yes.
Is there a plan to prominently display this somewhere at each school? so
Yes,
that-
thank you. Thanks for asking that. So we typically have been in the process of ordering posters for our pay schools. As you can see some here, so we would like to get into the routine of doing the same for our schools and really also use this as a messaging and recruiting and a prominent place in our schools and on our website. And, you know, ideally, the goal is to determine where these competencies are embedded in our curriculum already and grow from there. So yes, posters.
I would say as a parent of a child that participated in it, I think it's a really good thing to make sure that we are including the students. She really felt like her voice was heard and it was valuable because they were asking questions that were relevant to her journey. So I think it's really important that the kids are actively involved in this in a way, because you're right, it's very busy, in a way that we can structure it so there's more people or more students involved. All right, anything else? Okay. The number 12, the 22, not going backwards, is the award of the bid. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education award the bid for trash removal services to the Republic for the amount of $60,000, $17.28. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Not all in favor. Roll call.
Chet DeSmet,
Aye.
Jason Farrell, Lindsay Hines,
Aye.
Aaron Waldron Smith.
Aye. Okay, before we adjourn, I have two things that we need to do. Almost everyone who's on the board is either gone to Moline, lives as a community, well, obviously a community member, their kids go there, so it's really important to us. And so Vince, the Board of Education would like to officially welcome you with maroon wear. So you can be an official Moline Maroon. So this is our welcome to you.
Thank you very much.
So now as we're welcoming, we sadly are going to be a goodbye. Stephanie Murphy, this is her last meeting, and I'm gonna get choked up. Stephanie has been so valuable.
Don't get her started over there.
And don't know how many times I had to email her and be like, I don't know what I did, or her kindly reminding me that I haven't done something. Instead of being like, what's your problem? She has been gracious and kind and served the sport and community so well. And Stephanie, we miss you. Thank you. Okay.
Let's clap for that too.
Okay, number 23 is adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, you can all go home.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Yes.